It is the 26th of November 1942 and snow has fallen in Moscow. Our attempts to take Minsk off the Germans in the autumn offensive have been stopped at the city limits. The Germans have reinforced with infantry and are holding the line now quite viciously. There are a lot of German troops about to dig in, and the river crossing attempts in the north have failed as well. Our High Command has noticed that we are mostly facing infantry along the German lines. We'll have a look at what our spies are reporting in terms of what the German army is comprised of. They have a fair amount of medium tank divisions, but the core of their army is comprised of infantry and mountain divisions. So we may have to slightly adjust our tank divisions. We are having the improved medium tank division, which has self-propelled artillery with it for a total soft attack of 500, compared to the older medium tank divisions, which are about 400, and the heavy tank divisions, which are only about 300. So if we have a bit of self-propelled artillery left, we may as well. We've got the motorized rocket artillery. We've got some in stock of that. But where is the self-propelled artillery? Yeah, we do have some stockpile of self-propelled artillery units. So what would that look like if we were to change the if we were to add a, where is it? Because this, okay, so we have to move the rocket artillery over here and then change that into this is heavy. So we don't have a heavy self-propelled artillery, so it's the medium SP. That would do a little bit, but not an awful lot. Alternatively, we could just put more Katyushas here, and that's 369. That would be getting us to 400, and that would be getting us to 414. That would require 400 Katyushas, of which we only have 87 left, so that's not an option either. So let's remove the Katyushas here and add that back here, and then we will put a self-propelled artillery in. How would that look number-wise? Oh, we don't actually have any available. Okay, never mind then. Because we're probably training some still. Okay, so production. We need to change our production. The Luftwaffe has been defeated. I think we have enough fighter wings at this point. I think we need to concentrate more on. Ground support, and we're also going to need. We can put a couple of. We've got a couple of fighter wings here that we can just train up. We've got a couple of I-16s around, so we'll leave some production of the Yak-3s, but we can orient ourselves a bit more towards ground support, and just to make sure. Is there anything in the air still from the Germans? The Luftwaffe is not in the air, honestly, anymore. So we can change our production slightly and take some of the cut that in half, maybe, and we'll add 5 factories to the Sturmovix, and we'll remove 10 from the Yak-3s. I think that should give us sufficient production to build up a little bit, and we do definitely need more mechanized equipment. So we'll get maybe like that, maybe 25 factories on mechanized equipment. Okay, how are we on material? We're running short on tungsten now, which means we can use that's chromium, iron, steel. Okay, there's tungsten. But we need excavation 4. Okay, excavation tech should be, once it's finished, should be taking care of that. And right now we've got the first motorized concentrated, concentrated in the north here. They're currently just recovering, and we're making sure that that they're getting all their reinforcements. They're still waiting for some heavy tanks, and here as well we do want them to be on full strength. Come on. Yeah, they're waiting for heavy tanks. These guys have everything they need, but are running a little low on supply. So the two things we're currently waiting on is the construction of the Vitebsk-Moscow, or the upgrade of the Vitebsk-Moscow railway to improve the supply situation here, because we haven't been able to capture Minsk. But for some reason we do have. Oh, why am I having? Oh yeah, I've got these tank divisions here. So once the supply situation there has been improved, we will launch another assault along the plains here, and try to take Bobryansk and the supply hub here, and encircle large parts of Army Group Center in this area, probably in winter if we can, but we can also launch the attack earlier if we need to. Alright, what are we missing? Strategic bombers, don't need those, and we're still producing T-34s and old rifles. How's our Soviet production? Is efficient, but it takes a while to get there. Okay, I think we can start moving some over here, and I think we do have some infantry. Yeah, we do have a bit of a stockpile still on infantry equipment. We are training up an army for eastern operations, but for now the Germans are throwing themselves against our defenses for some desperate attempts at making something happen. But that's not really going to be the case. Yes, they're not going to get through that, so I can speed this up a little bit, and we'll see how our lines here around the Vitebsk salient are holding. But yeah, the German forces are deploying the whole of Army Group Center here, and do we have a railway gun? Do we have a railway gun in the area? Yes, we do. So we can. No, that's a good position. Good position to stay. So yeah, we're just waiting for Army Group 1 to get a little bit to get reinforced a little bit here, and more importantly, I mean we can assault with that level, but more importantly, we're waiting for these railway lines to be finished here. Because right now the Vitebsk supply hub is overloaded, and if we're bringing the first motorized down, then we're gonna need more supply. The other alternative would be to build another supply hub here inside the salient, but ideally I would be taking Minsk. And it is now winter, snow has fallen, and the Germans hopefully are freezing here. Although they do seem to be relatively well supplied, we will look and see if we can find positions where we can cut their supply lines and make life a little bit more difficult for them. So we can start with moving Army Group 2 actually into their position. So Army Group 2 is going to be assaulting from here, and their offense is going to push down south here. So we'll get these guys in place and see what the supply situation is going to be looking like. We do have supply problems in the east. Okay, hang on, one thing at a time. So what's the supply situation in the east? I believe the airfields are having supply issues here now. So the other thing that we're probably going to need is generally upgrade the supply lines here, because the airport in the north here is not particularly well supplied. This might actually be something that we have to fix, because we have too much Air Force here now, that we're not in a. And these guys don't have any supply. Yeah. Okay, they can sit there. That's fine, but we are going to definitely need to upgrade all these supply positions here. So let's get these upgraded, These upgraded. These upgraded. That one's under construction. And that one upgraded as well. And then, well, they'll just have to make do. Because we can't move the airport anywhere. That's literally just where it is. So that's what we're going to have to live with. But back to the European theater. And our potential tank operations. Actually, hang on. We did something. Yes, we got the improved. We finished one of the updates. And we can start. We can start on better artillery. What is that? 152mm artillery. Do we have anything on the infantry side? Yes, we could get a couple of these going. That's all. Oh, we can get the BTR2s going as well. Yes, that's probably a good thing to do. So let's get these underway. Actually, hang on. I did say that I needed more rubber. This would give me an additional rubber per... we also have to do construction and these assembly lines. Ugh. And we've got more excavation to do. This would be giving us additional rubber. So let's prioritize that. We will make do with the old BTRs for the time being. All right. Okay, yeah, the line here in the south is massively defended. So breaking through here is going to be difficult. They are trying to push. Against us, but they're not really going to get anywhere. We could, alternatively, where's the next supply line here? Once we have the marine divisions ready, we could also try a naval assault here through the Baltic potentially, but we might need some naval bombers for that to clear out any German forces. And I think if we can make it across the river with the marine divisions, then that'll be good enough. So the weakest spot in their lines is the north here, but we'll let them attack. We'll let them attack for a bit, but in general, there's not an awful lot that's going to happen right now. Belarus is clear of the Luftwaffe, and so are the Baltic states. I think the Luftwaffe is really. United States no longer sending us equipment, but we have some unassigned divisions. And I think at this point I am going to, what's that? That's a medium tank division. I'm going to throw them onto the, and I know that I said I'm going to need some tanks in the east against Japan, but I think at this point I'm just going to throw them on the Western Front and until we're ready there. Okay, so. How's the situation? How's our construction business going on with the... I think we are good with the railway lines. How's our supply line looking now? Yes. Can we further upgrade this? I don't think we can. And that's as much a supply as we're ever going to get here. So let's bring the first motorized onto a front line, and we'll put them here. Yes, okay, that didn't work. Just here. Okay, hang on. Let's take these away. I would love them to be just here. And that seems to be not working. Can we just get them on this line here? Yes, there we go. And we get the 18 divisions of the first motorized, and we get an offensive line going, trying to push south here and connect with the river line. Because once we are, we're getting Army Group Center defeated here, then we do actually have an opportunity and we can just delete that fallback line here. Then we actually have an opportunity to make something happen, get across the river, connect our supply points and everything. So the idea is to attack across Bobrisk and take the supply hub of the Germans. To that regard, I'm already going to start the offensive here. We'll wait for the first motorized to arrive. There are 12 German infantry divisions, and the 18th Panzer Division is here in place as well. So we'll wait for the first motorized to arrive, and then we are going to launch the assault here. And I think we can start. So let's again slow this down. The idea is to push across to the town of Bobrisk and then take the supply hub in. We'll see if that works. Then take the supply hub here. We are going to have two groups of tanks. The second group from the first motorized is going to try and expand the range, and we're going to have the elite. We're going to have the elite guards division support this attack as well. So just to throw some more in, and I think yes, we've got all the divisions in here. The Germans are defending again with infantry, but on the open fields with air support. I think our tanks have a good chance of making it through here. And we'll see. Liberia, yep, I'm happy with that. We will see how that turns out. So, massive armored offensive. We currently have 3 divisions in the field, but they will be reinforced. Why do we have a combat width of 90 only? We should have a larger combat width, actually. Okay, that's better. So, Zhukov's tanks against von Bock's infantry. And Zhukov should be able to break through this. We got 5 more tank divisions that we can throw in here. And expand the salient while the infantry is holding in the north. And that should allow us to take the lines here. So air superiority is playing a railway bombardment. Air superiority is all playing a big factor here. And the weather isn't doing us all that much good, but we are making advances, and I don't think the 18th Panzer, which is under strength at this point, is going to have a chance of breaking through, of holding this. So I think that assault may actually be relatively successful. We've got 2 more Panzer tank divisions here that we can throw into the assault and widening of the front. And we will. There's the 10th Panzer Division, which is guarding the supply hub, which also needs to be defeated. But we can also make sure that the Germans are. We'll just pin them down in the north with a diversionary attack to make sure that they are not. Not reinforcing this, and. We'll bring our armored fist to bear here. Fresh divisions. That's another tank division. Go into second motorized. So the assault here is just diversionary, but we can support the assault from across the river, just to keep it going and widen the front lines. But we are trying to break through the lines here now. And maybe this even reduces the troops on Minsk sufficiently that we can try another infantry assault on Minsk. Let's try that and see if we can take Minsk from the Germans while they are busy defending in the south here. So we are trying to break through their lines here in Bobrisk, and there is an empty front line that I don't need. And by the looks of it, Zhukov's tanks are managing to break the Germans here quite successfully in the winter. They are running low on supply. The Panzer Division has been defeated, and we can also already launch a diversionary attack on. Okay, so we've got the first tank divisions hitting the supply hub. We are now going to send everything we can across the river. Okay, now these guys need to hold in the north. So we'll be launching pinning attacks in the north here against Mogilev across the river. We are launching pinning attacks across the river against the divisions here, and we are sending everything else in that we can. Okay, Minsk. No, Minsk has been defended. Stop that already. But we've got the first motorized trying to just trying to widen the gap here and push south, just to make sure that we're not getting cut off here. But we've got the tanks from the seventh motorized from the second motorized now pushing against this critical juncture here. So that should reinforce that attack quite a bit. Yes, now we've got 6 divisions, 6 tank divisions. Actually, most of them are army divisions from the other side of the river. But that's okay. They're just here to... they will be eventually... we might actually slow that down a little bit here. There. That should give us some space to launch that. Yeah, the tanks need to get in here. And we need to maintain the assault from the other side of the river to ensure... What these divisions here can do is actually attack here across the lines and ensure that these guys don't break out. And the infantry can reinforce. Meanwhile, it looks like... I've got 2 more tank divisions here. It looks like that we are running a bit out of steam, but once we're reinforcing here, that should be fine. Why are we so low? That's probably supply. Yes, we are running low on supply, so this attack here has to function, has to work. This attack here has to be successful. So all the tank divisions need to support this, and we are low on supply. So we are very low on supply, and we're attacking again into the marshes, which isn't great for the tanks. So probably better if we use. If we were to use infantry here, to be honest, keep the attack going from across the river, and make sure that we are sending everything in from both sides here, and see if we can by sheer force of will break our way through here. More tank divisions that I can send in. And we are sort of faltering here, but on the widening attack. So I might actually just stop that one, because we are getting counter-attacked here on the approaches of Minsk again. And this we are getting there. We do, however, improved anti-air upgrades done. Nice. We do, however, need to force this attack through, because that is crucial that we take this supply point. And what can we research? I am going to just go with general infantry improvements here. Polish Republic, no. We do have enough to get ourselves a Chief of Navy. And I think, do we have... Yeah, commerce rating sounds about right. This is what we're doing right now. So we'll get him in power. And that's probably something around ace pilots. Yep. And we can... Can we do anything else useful here? This is just all for war support. Our war support is good as it is. And I think... chromium, no, tungsten is what we were short of, wasn't it? How's our chromium situation? Chromium situation we've got until the end of the world. Tungsten is more our problem. So we'll keep the political power. We do have a doctrine available, I believe. So this gives us motorized, recovery rate, and organization. Tanks get organization. Yep, that sounds good. Unlock that. And we need to keep this offensive going here and throw everything we have into this offensive, honestly. We need to push the Germans out from here. These divisions are exhausted, trying to cross the river from the east. But this is the crucial linchpin here. And unfortunately our tanks are really struggling in the marshland. I was hoping that it would be working better in the winter situation. but it doesn't look like. So I think we will be we'll try to do a diversionary push in the north, and we'll see if we can make any progress here along this line. But it looks like the Germans are reinforcing this. So the marshland really is the problem here. So once again, I think that assault is not going to function. It's the marshland, and yeah, there's 22 German divisions now in the salient. I think we're going to stop the attacks. Stop the attacks. Stop the attacks. Stop the attacks. We're not getting through there. These guys are still attacking. Stop the attacks as well here. And this division is still attacking. Stop that. And we will once again retreat the completely exhausted first motorized into the rear, and we'll bring the second motorized back as well towards Vitebsk, and we will again dig in for the winter. So let's clean up the front lines here. Second motorized, we can get rid of that and that. Okay, so for now we'll hold our positions here. What we might be able to do, let's have a look at the terrain. So Army Group Center is holding on relentlessly here. However, we might be able to push. We might be able to get the actually. We can use the second motorized, and he actually got. He's now Panzer Expert. This is defense, so breakthrough. Or 15% motorized and mechanized. I think I'm going with Panzer Expert. Okay, so we can try to push the Germans out of the plains here. That might work better and gives us another vector against Minsk for a potential for another potential offensive against Minsk. Let's get them here. No. Offensive line here. Okay. Just move there. We'll do it by hand. Just move there. And then we'll see if we can get you an offensive line here. Either I can't see it or I can't create it, but we will see how that goes. They do need to. Okay, we'll let them move back first. They do need to recover. Second motorized is moving into position here. First motorized needs to move back and recover. Although we have 9 tank divisions here from the first motorized. We'll try. Nah, not happening. There's no way we're getting through there. Yeah, they're too exhausted. They're out of supply. Let them move. Let them move back for now. Let everybody regroup, and then we will launch another attempt. We have made some progress, and we can delete that front line as well. We've made some progress, but once again, the Germans are tenaciously holding on to the Mogilev salient here, and it's becoming increasingly frustrating for the Soviet forces to try and dislodge them from there. And we've got marine divisions done, so maybe that is the breakthrough that we needed. We will immediately research better marines, or I think we can just do general infantry stuff at this point. Yeah, improved infantry equipment. I'll get the BTRs going. So let's get that going, and we have marine divisions. So what do they look like? The Marines. Yeah, that's not going to fly. So we are actually the other thing that I'm thinking. I think the Minsk problems show that we need something that works better in urban environments. So currently, I do have armored recon companies in these. However, where are these? So Marsh, we get relatively severe penalties. Urban. So urban doesn't work tanks in urban environments don't work at all. So this is Minsk is something we might just have to do with infantry, honestly. So I'm thinking we're just going to concentrate infantry there, and we have we can pull, but let's get not ahead of ourselves. Let's get the Marines going first. So we do definitely need a little bit bigger divisions here, and I don't have the army XP to actually make that. Okay. We'll start training them, and then we'll just increase the size. So I would like to have, I should have the special forces cap. I would like to have 6 marine divisions for a shock troop. We'll just train them, and then once we have the army XP, then we will actually improve them. So these are 2nd motorized. I am tempted to do another push here with 2nd motorized. Let's see what that's going to look like. For multiple directions. Advanced armor protection is done. So there, and we've got the research bonuses now. We can. What is this giving me? This just enables higher armor values. So I don't think these do anything else. Yeah. We could go for 1943 medium, but I also need to check our air. Yes, we actually need to. We actually need to do something about the Air Force as well. This gives us better cannons, which we don't really need. I'm actually happy with also engineering. Yes, we probably need better radars. That gives us better radios. Yeah, that is quite essential as well. Let's make that happen. And see if we can push them out from this position while we get the infantry divisions here to support the attack as well. And that might give us this might give us another push towards Minsk. Look at the amount of German divisions here. And this is unfortunately all marshland, where our tanks are going to be completely useless. So our tanks are not going to be useful in taking Minsk or in dealing with these marshes here. We might need infantry divisions here. So this is the 9th Army under Shaposhnikov. How are we on equipment? I think we are. Oh, we're running a little low on certain things, but especially on the Katyushas. Am I not building any Katyushas? I think we are a little short on Katyushas. We are building Katyushas, but we've only got 2 factories on it, so we might need a 3rd factory on that. Okay. Right, so let's see if we can make this happen and push these guys out from here, because that would open another front against Minsk. The problem is there are 11 German infantry divisions dug in Minsk. There's no way we're ever going to take that, but it would shorten the front line somewhat. And again, the problem here is these divisions here in the marshlands. That is a good choke point. We'll hold it for now. We are okay on equipment. And the Germans are relocating, but they are very much out of supply on these areas. So once we have some marine divisions, we can try the first assault order to go across the river here and see if we can get through and make something happen. Okay, we've taken the position here. The tanks are not going to try and go for urban assault. So the last thing I want to check before we are moving on for today is if we can design a tank, a flame tank. Now I should have that from the engineering. So if I'm just gonna do a I don't know, an advanced where's my advanced heavy? I only have the improved medium, right? Yeah. So if we were to take let's say the BT-7A, instead we would give it a flamethrower. So that would give us 5 soft attack. But would that assist with anything in terms of, and that could be a flame tank support company, and that does, what does that give me? Hang on, let's switch it back so I can see the difference. That would reduce a lot of things, but I'm not sure if that would assist with urban assault, because it doesn't really tell me. Game doesn't really tell me. I'll have to research that, if that's something we can use to improve our divisions for urban assault. And we're also running out of trucks by the looks of it. For some reason we lost the factories on these areas, which means we're down on the production efficiency, which needs to build up, which is very unfortunate. And the same has happened to the Katyushas. So let's try not to let that happen again. But we've taken this position, and we might be able to convert some of these divisions into guards divisions, because I think the guards divisions are reasonably powerful when it comes to firepower in general. Yeah, they've got 277 soft attack. They're nowhere near as good as the tanks, but they can. They are also, if we talked about urban, I don't think they take any maluses in urban. Yeah, so they can. They're probably actually more effective in urban environments. So let's see if we can start turning some of Chukov's divisions into guards divisions here. We're lacking anti-tank, but we've got artillery, so let's start with that. And what's our current? Yeah, we've taken some losses in anti-tank, but we're also not fighting tanks, so that's not so much of a problem. I'm going to get that up to 5 as well. Okay, there we go. And we're building more factories, so everything should be working out eventually. All right, so slow advances. We've taken Bobriusk, and that should have severed. Well, it has severed one of the railway lines, but given that they're still holding the supply hub here, and that this is all swampland, we are really going to be. We're really not going to get through there very easily. We will try another assault again, this time with infantry, and with the once we have the. Let's see how much we need to make these marines actually decent. Probably more than that. So I would like to have a 20 width. Let's make these a little bigger. And that might actually, let's do it like that. And let's make this a 9 infantry divisions. 9 infantry divisions with engineering. Armored recon is just giving us movement. I would more curious to have something that gives us advantages. That gives us all movement. Motorized recon gives us the movement as well, so we might as well go with motorized recon here. Oh, we can. Yeah, that's enough. Support AA. Oh, I traded that. I just want to see how much army XP I need to make this happen. Support AA, and probably support artillery, and then we need line artillery here. So we're gonna bring 1, 2, 3 line artillery. That's a 27 width, 47 orc. That's good enough, which means we can probably put another one in for 30 width. And that should be, that would need 85. 85. So I'm not sure what the combat width is. I don't think rivers matter in that regard, but yeah, everything is now, there's deep snow, there's a blizzard going on, and it's very cold. So generally nobody is happy in winter, and we can also clear up this here and that there, and extend the 8th Army front line south of Minsk. There we go. Okay, so we'll dig in here for now, and we might either try an infantry assault on Minsk, or a can I get someone please to Someone please to hold that. Because we've just captured that. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So next in terms of our breakout, we will probably try an infantry assault on Minsk, or we might launch another assault on these exhausted German divisions here in the south. But we will need to. Yeah, we're running out of supply ourselves, so we will see how that goes. For now, the Germans seem to be evacuating Army Group Center from the Mogilev salient, and while it would have been nice to take them out here, it's just something that we haven't managed to do. So we will keep improving ourselves and getting ready for the concerted assault on Minsk. And maybe if we can take Minsk as a supply point, then we will have some more luck going south, and then we'll try this from here with the marine support. But anyway, that's it for me today. Thanks everybody, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.